I am Anjum Parveen. Today our topic is different types of events from the chapter Probability and Random Variables. We can start from the basic definition of an event. An event. In probability theory, an event is simply an outcome or a collection of outcomes from a random experiment. For example, tossing a coin. Getting a head is an event, and such that getting a tail is also an event. Rolling a die. Getting an even number like 2, 4, 6 is also an event, such that getting an odd numbers like 1, 3, 5 is also an event. We have some of the different types of events. Here are the main types of events in probability. Discrete event, continuous event, certain event, impossible event, equally likely events, mutually exclusive events, exhaustive events, dependent events, and independent events. We can discuss about these events clearly. First one, discrete event. A discrete event is an event related to a discrete random variable, meaning the outcomes can be counted. They should be finite or countably infinite. Outcomes are distinct and separate. These are not continuous. Each outcome can be listed, used in situations where results are countable. This is about discrete event. Examples of discrete event. Tossing a coin. Event is getting head. Tossing a die. Rolling a die. Event getting an even numbers like 2, 4, 6 is a discrete event. Continuous event. A continuous event is an event related to a continuous random variable where outcomes can take any value within an interval. These are not countable. Outcomes are not countable but measurable. They, they can take infinitely many values within a range. Probability of a single exact value is 0. Instead, we measure probability over an interval. Examples of continuous event. Selecting a student at random is an event. Student's height is between 150 centimeters and 160 centimeters. This is continuous event. This is about continuous event. Certain event. The another name of certain event is sure event. A certain event is an event that is sure to happen. When a random experiment is performed, its probability is always 1. It is also called as a sure event. Examples of certain event. When tossing a coin, getting head or tail. One of them must be happen. When rolling a die, getting a number from 1 to 6. This is an certain event. The sun will rise in east. This is an certain event. Probability of a certain event is 1 and the probability of an impossible event is 0. Impossible event. An impossible event is an event that cannot happen when a random experiment is performed. Its probability is always 0. Examples of impossible events. Tossing a coin. Getting both head and tail at the same time. It is an impossible event. Rolling a standard die. Getting a number 7, which means the die contains only 6 numbers. But getting an 7 is an impossible event. Choosing a red ball from a bag that contains only blue balls. It is impossible to choose a red ball which contains only blue balls. The sun will rise in the west. This is about impossible event. Probability of an impossible event is 0. And we all know that probability of a certain event is 1. Equally likely events. Two or more events are said to be equally likely if each has the same chance of probability of occurring. Probability of all outcomes are equal. Common in fair experiments like fair coins or fair dice. Examples of equally likely events. Tossing a fair coin. Getting head or tail. Each has the probability same of 1 by 2. Rolling a fair die. Outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. All are equally likely. Each have the same probability of 1 by 6. Drawing a card at random from a well shuffled deck of cards. Each card has equal chance of being selected. This is about equally likely events. Next, not equally likely events. Some of the examples of if a coin is tossed, the head and tail are not equally likely. Mutually exclusive events. Two events are called mutually exclusive if both cannot occur at the same time in a single trial of an experiment. If one event happens, the other cannot happen. Their intersection is empty. Examples of mutually exclusive events. Tossing a coin, getting head and tail at the same time. It is an impossible event. Rolling a die, getting a 3 and a 5 at the same time. Drawing one card from a deck of cards, getting a king and a queen simultaneously. These are the mutually exclusive events. Not mutually exclusive examples are rolling a die. Event A, getting a number like 2, 4, 6 is a not mutually exclusive event. Event B, getting a number greater than 3, 4, 5, 6 and another event both can occur together. Example 4 or 6. So they are not mutually exclusive. This is about mutually exclusive event. Exhaustive events. A set of events is called exhaustive if together they cover all possible outcomes of a random experiment. Exhaustive events is equals to collection of all possible outcomes. Probability of all exhaustive events combined together form unity. Probability of all exhaustive events combined is equals to 1. They may or may not be mutually exclusive. It should not be mutually exclusive, but they are said to be exhaustive events. This is about exhaustive events. Examples of exhaustive events. Tossing a coin, head or tail, getting head or tail, or exhaustive events. Rolling a die, getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 are exhaustive events. Drawing a card from a deck of 52 cards together formed an exhaustive events. This is about exhaustive events. Dependent events. Two or more events are called dependent events if the occurrence of one event affects the probability of other event. In other words, the outcome of the first event changes the chance of occurring of second event happening. This is known as dependent events. The change of one event, first event, becomes changes in second event. This is known as dependent events. Examples. Drawing cards. Suppose you have a deck of 52 cards. Event A. Drawing an ace on the first draw. Event B. Drawing an king on the second draw without replacing the first card. If the first card was an ace, only 51 cards are remain. So the probability of event B depends upon event A. These are called dependent events. Independent event. Two or more two or more events are called independent events if the occurrence of one event does not affect the probability of occurring of other event. In other words, knowing that one event has happened gives no information about or whether the other event will happen. Simply, the first event does not affect the occurrence of another event is known as independent events. Examples: tossing coin. When one coin is tossed, event A, getting head. Toss the coin again. Event B, getting tails. These results that first coin has no effect on the second toss. These are no interlinked with each other. So A and B are independent events. This is about independent events, and this is about the simple and basic definitions and basic examples of events. Thank you.